The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And so we return to 1978 for tonight's ball game. Wednesday night baseball for you on this hump day. The Dodgers and the Mets, the end of a 4-game set at Dodger Stadium. My name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the program. The Mets, no. Al, Red Sox fan, and his go-go Mets, and maybe a couple heart restarting devices might have gotten the Mets someplace. They have the second worst record in baseball. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that we've already done 2 Texas and Milwaukee games this weekend, is the only reason why we're doing this one. The Dodgers have won the first 3 games of this series. They swept a doubleheader yesterday, which they needed to do. They are 78-58 and have a 3.5-game lead in the National League West over Cincinnati. Every time we think the Dodgers pretty much have things cinched, they go on a little losing streak. And so it brings up the question for the Dodgers as we go into September. They certainly should win the division. They have a bunch more games at home than they do on the road. But they only have one starting pitcher with an ERA under 4. That's great if it's 2003. For 1978, no, it's not. Who are they going to use behind Bert Hooton? That's the question, because Hooton, with 18 wins, is the only Dodger starter with an ERA under 4. Bob Welch is the other. He only has 6 starts, and Tommy Lasorda used him in the bullpen for the 78 playoffs and World Series. Tonight, it's Tommy John. He is 9-12 with an ERA of 4.29. But it's the Mets, so they better win, right? Let's find out, shall we? As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Tonight from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California, it is the first place National League West leader, Los Angeles Dodgers, and the dead last National League East, the New York Mets. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDevice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so as Tommy John takes his warm-up tosses, hello, Poncho Dog. He is indeed 9-12. This is start number 28 for him. Lorenzo already doing the Don Quixote thing before I could even say good evening. John only has 2 more starts after this. I guess that means that they'll go with Bob Welch in that spot. If he missed in the opening, the Dodgers only have 1 starter with an ERA under 4. So John 9-12, a 4.29 ERA. In his 2 starts against the Mets, he's beaten them once. But the numbers aren't great. 15 2/3 innings, 24 hits, 9 runs, all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 8. And has an ERA against the Mets of 5.17. That's somebody's area code. Hit the right button. As far as his last start is concerned, he lost to the Expos. Yeah, there's no teen violence in this, Legman. Last start was against the Expos, unless you consider having the 78 Mets chopped to bits, teen violence. 6 1/3 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. So John, 182 2/3 innings. 219 hits. 98 runs, 87 earned. He walked 58 and struck out 102 so far. He's a fastball pitcher at 84 and a ground ball plus pitcher. And Lorenzo's in 7 heaven because the Yankees and Dodgers just won both of their games in this 63 replay. And so here's our lineup he'll face. Lee Mazzilli leads off in center field. Ellis Valentine at second will bat second. One of the Hendersons will play in left field and bat third. I think it's Steve. Felix Martinez at first will clean up. John Stearns behind the plate will bat fifth. It'll be Tom Grieve, the future Texas GM, in right field. He'll go sixth. Lenny Randall's at third. He'll bat seventh. Dougie Flynn is at short. He'll go eighth. And John Houseman, because when E.F. Hutton talks, no, it's Houseman and he's a pitcher. Defensively for the Dodgers, Baker a 7 and a 4 in left. Bunday a 4 and a 3 in center. Reggie Smith a 5 and an 8 in right. The infield, Ronnie Say a 7 at third. Bill Russell an 8 at short. Davey Lopes a 10 at second. Steve Garvey a 9 at first. Joe Ferguson behind the plate a 6 and a 4. And Tommy John at 8 on the mound with a 9.47 ERA. You can change all those pronunciations, by the way. That sounds like the Carfax place. 1-800-CARFAX or whatever. Anyway, Mazzillion, I give you those numbers. 240, 10 homers, and 56 RBI. Oh, I did now. So John is ready. And this one starts with a line drive to Say. One out. Here's Bobby Valentine. Ellis, of course, was with Montreal. Bobby at 279. 1 homer and 20 RBI. Yeah, you can adjust all that. Dave Gardner would know how to do that. I've never done it. Pitch from John is a slow roller to Lopes. Over to Garvey, 2 out. I should get some stuff made up, Mr. Waterfield, through Cafe Press. Then you can get like coffee cups and decals and stickers and mouse pads and all that. Steve Henderson, that one I was right on. 252, 7 homers, and 52 RBI. Pitch from John is a ground ball to Lopes. Over to Garvey, and that will retire the side. So, no runs, no hits, and no errors. Half an inning in the books. The Mets go down in order. No score. It's Tom Houseman. Then this one might get seriously ugly in a hurry. Well, if I did it through Cafe Press, I might actually get a book. This is his 9th start of the year. He only has one more after this. He is 1-5 with an ERA of 8.60. Great numbers. Just fantastic. The Dodgers have not faced him. He was called up by the Mets on the 4th of July. His last appearance was against the Giants on the 29th, and he only went an inning in the third. 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. So in 37 2/3 innings, he's allowed 63 hits, 41 runs, 10 homers, 36 earned. He has walked 8 and struck out 13. After the Astros tattooed him for 7 runs on the 27th of July, his ERA ballooned to 10.24. So Tom is not in contention for a Cy Young. Fastball pitcher at 85 and a ground ball pitcher. And so here's the defense for the Mets. Henderson is a 6-3 in left. Mazzilli a 6-5 in center. And Tom Grieve a 5 and a 6 and right. I'll let you know what Randall is in a moment. Flynn is a 5 at short. Bobby Valentine a 5 at second. Martinez a 6 at first. Stearns not a bad catcher, a 6 and a 6. And Houseman a 7 behind the plate. Dodger lineup on this game will be Davey Lopes leads off at second base. Bill Russell is at short. He'll bat second. Reggie Smith in right will go third. Steve Garvey cleans up at first. Ron Say at third will bat fifth. Dusty Baker in left will go sixth. Rick Monday in center will bat seventh. Joe Ferguson behind the plate will go eighth. And Tommy John, who threw 9 pitches in the top of the inning, is on the mound batting ninth. Lopes at 285, 20 homers, and 63 RBI. If the Dodgers don't pound this guy like some chicken parm or a couple of cans of Natty Light, then there's something wrong, because this is just all set up for the Mets to win this one 3-1. Pitch to Lopes is popped up. Martinez over into the Dodger dugout. No, sir. The Dodgers had a summer A-ball, short season A-ball team here in Lethbridge in the 70s and 80s. That's cool. Saw Steve Sachs. Y'all wore your hockey masks because Steve couldn't control where he threw. And Candy Maldonado. So the count 2-2 to Lopes. Randall's a 5 at third, by the way. Popped up, center field. Mazzilli 1 out. Look at those batting averages. Yeah, they should just pound them. Russell at 274, a homer, and 46 RBI. This is not a Chamber of Commerce day in Los Angeles. 91 degrees, and the wind blowing in from the San Gabriels at 10 from right into right center. Oh, well, that makes more sense. For years, we had the short season Expos team here in Burlington. You saw Andre Dawson. We had Jason Bay. Pitch to Bill Russell is a ground ball to Flynn over to first, 2 out. Reggie Smith at 281, 21 homers, and 74 RBI. Of course, Lorenzo gets to watch the Nats this summer. Or, actually, no, he doesn't. But the Nats were there last year. And the Giants had a AAA team in Fresno forever. And Smith sends out one into left center field. Henderson makes the play. Smith going for 2. Flynn got a late jump, and Reggie's in with a double. So how about that? So a 1-out single for Garvey, or 2-out single for Garvey at 314, 17 homers, and 92 RBI. His batting average in this at-bat is projected to be 463. That's like, never mind. There's a joke there. Pitch to Garvey. Base hit left side. Smith will score, and it's 1-0 Dodgers. And that brings up Ron Cey, the Penguin at 243. 20 homers and 71 RBI. Remember, golf tomorrow night, PGA Championship style. We go up the road to Harding Park. You will see the winners of our first 3 majors tomorrow. Kerry Midlakoff, Jose Maria Olazabal, and I'm trying to blank who won my Open Championship. Oops. You've never seen a scoreless first inning in this game. They happen once in a while. Fresno put Lorenzo Candendo wanting to support a local minor league team, but hating it was a giant farm system entity. Pitch to throw to first, Garvey bag. Pitch to Cey is a ground ball to Flynn. He throws it over to first, and that should retire the side. Dodgers get a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the second, 1-0 Dodgers. Here's Willie Martinez, John Stearns, and Tom Grave. I'm upset with myself. I forgot who won my Open Championship, and it wasn't that long ago. Martinez at 278, 14 homers, and 64 RBI. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. So the first K for TJ. And that'll bring up John Stearns at 258, 11 homers, and 55 RBI. It can happen, a scoreless first inning. But I think I wasn't looking your way. I'll have it by tomorrow. Actually, I could cheat. Who was leading going in? Wasn't it Dustin Johnson? I think it was Dustin Johnson. Anyway, here's Stearns. Pitch from John. There's a base hit right field. Smith will pick it up, and the Mets have a hit. I know there are a lot more runs in the first inning of regular games than there are like the second or third. And the thought being, Tom Grieve, by the way, at 202, sharp-looking hat, a homer and 9 RBI, came off the bus from Tidewater, that pitchers aren't warmed up in the first all the way and are more susceptible to allowing a first-inning run than later on. Pitch to Grieve is a liner to right. Smith is there. Gets it, throws to Garvey, and Stearns is back. And that brings up Lenny Randle at 207, no homers and 32 RBI. Throw to first, Stearns is back. 2 out. I owe you nothing. Pitch to Randle. Here's a liner to left. It's going to drop in front of Baker, and Stearns moves to third, and the Mets have runners on the corners. For Doug Flynn. Must have been, all the Mets pictures must have been taken off of their yearbook stuff. They're all smiling. 254, no homers, and 45 RBI. No truth to the rumor that Chico Escuela is here to pinch hit. So runners on the corners. John from the stretch. He's got him. Full count. He got him on the inside corner, looking at an 82-mile-an-hour fastball, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. The Mets huff and puff. But they do not blow the Dodger door down after an inning and a half. 1-0 Los Angeles. Now, on the mouse pointer on here, be Dusty Baker, by the way. Dusty at 269, 8 homers and 51 RBI. But if you look over, if you look at center field, you can see the batter's eye and the speakers from the public address announcer. So if you look up from that, you see the green hedge. Let me know when you see the row of hedges or trees. Pitch to Baker. And it gets away from Stearns on strike 3. The throw down to Montanez, and there's 1 out. So let me know when you see the row of hedges. Here's Monday, 267, 14 homers, and 49 RBI. Okay, yep, you see it. You see what looks like a light pass there or something bright? Pitch to Monday. Ground ball to Montanez. He'll take it to the bag, 2 out. Yeah, you see a light? That's not a UFO. Dodger Stadium is the only ballpark in America that has a working gas station inside the confines. That is a 76 station. Yeah. Union 76, which if you look out on the left field replay board, that's the ad that's out there. And so, yes, when you're leaving Dodger Stadium, you can get gas on your way out. Here's Ferguson. He's at 201, a homer, and 14 RBI. That's better, I suppose, than siphoning it in the parking lot. So you pay all that money to park at Dodger Stadium, and then you can get ripped off getting gas. Yeah, great amenities. Pitch to Ferguson. Here's a liner to center field. And that'll drop in for a hit. Bobby Valentine couldn't get there. Third hit, now bring up Tommy John. 102, no homers, and 4 RBI. That's true. You know, Lorenzo, it is practical because it does take forever to leave in the 4th inning. Yeah, you have a 76 livery on your SUV. That's cool. And that's right. The vet, I don't think they did that when they built the new stadium for the Eagles. Philadelphia just gives you a jail. Pitched from Hausman to John as a ground ball to Valentine, and he goes to second for the sure out. So that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 2, 1-0 Dodgers. And it's now 92 degrees here. I wake up on the same side of the bed I wake up every morning. The Dodgers have won 3 straight, thanks to the fact that the Mets have helped them out. They are 78-58, and their magic number is now 24. Cincinnati 3.5 back. The Dodgers now have played 67 games at home. They have 14 left at Chavez Ravine and 69 on the road. So they've made up the difference and made it up very well. They're also 41-24 in the division. They have series against Cincinnati, both home and away, and San Diego coming up. Phillies lead over the Pirates is 2.5. Everybody's won 2 straight. Texas a game and a half over Kansas City, 4.5 over Minnesota. And Baltimore is a half game ahead of the Yankees. They swept a doubleheader Saturday and have now won 4 straight. Yankees-Tigers doubleheader tomorrow at 11:30. So we got a baseball doubleheader and a round of golf. No, that's not. No, this is the weak part of their schedule. They played the Cubs, the Cardinals, and the Mets. And the Cubs are the best of that bunch at 60-73. The Mets are 55-80, and their tragic number is 6. Tom Hausman is 1 for 10, by the way, on the year with a double and 2 runs scored. 73 in Lethbridge, 102 in Clovis. Alexa, what's the temperature in Burlington, Vermont?
Right now, it's 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 64 degrees.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Ron. Hope you've had a good Wednesday.
I have. Thank you very much. And so the time is 7:21. Time and temperature brought to you by 76. Get with the spirit. The spirit of 76. Pitch to Hausman is a ground ball to Say. Over to Garvey across the way. 1 out. So through 9 batters, John at 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 32 pitches, and 2 strikeouts. So did you catch the quintuple overtime game last night? How tired is that goalie for Tampa or for Columbus that took 85 shots? Yeah, Columbus and Tampa went into 5 overtimes. Pushed the Bruin Carolina opener to this morning. Yeah. Sorry, Tribe fan or Blue Jacket fan. Crazy stuff, man, huh? 85 saves. Pitch to Mazzilli is a ground ball to Russell. Over to first. 2 out. So here's Bobby Valentine, not wearing a mustache or a disguise at the plate. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from John. Struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 fastball swinging. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Dodgers. No issues here. The 2 goals that went in for regulation was a double deflection and one that he kicked in himself. Oof. I haven't watched the highlights yet, but somehow NHL condensed that to 9.5 minutes. That's the equivalent of 2 2/3 games, all in the same night. Poor Gord Miller. Lorenzo gives me bits if I call extra innings. He'd have gone broke calling that one. Here's Lopes. Davies 0 for 1. Hausman through 9 batters, 33 pitches, 2 innings, 3 hits. A run, it was earned, and a strikeout. I'm surprised. Yeah, I saw that they had the 7th period stretch, but there were games longer than that. 4th longest game in National Hockey League history. Pitch to Lopes is a line drive right center field. And Davies on with a single, 4th hit. Lorenzo's scheming of ways to yell at me for talking about somebody besides the Dodgers. Here's Russell. Russ is 0 for 1. Lopes has 35 steals on the year. Goes to the plate, ground ball to first. Montanez takes it to the bag, and that will be an out. And so Lopes moves to second, 1 out. The longest game in NHL history went into a 6 overtime. That wasn't the Pittsburgh-Philly game, was it? Reggie Smith doubled his first time up and scored. Yeah, only 25 minutes more. Those skaters, you could have... That was 5 overtime. 6 overtimes. Can you imagine that? Pitch to Smith is a line drive foul, and somebody from Clovis made that catch. 1936. Wow. Imagine trying to scrape the ice. They didn't have Zambonis then. Count is 0-2. Pitch to Smith. Ball 4. Detroit versus the Montreal Maroons. 6 overtimes. Here's Garvey. Steve is 1 for 1. Has an RBI. My goodness gracious, 217 minutes. So that's 3 full games. Plus 37 minutes of a fourth. And that's true. Tom Glavine was drafted ahead of 2 Hockey Hall of Famers in 1984. You have to let me know who those are. Pitch to Garvey is a base hit up the middle. Lopes will hold at third. Flynn makes a bad play, and the Dodgers have the bases loaded. Here's Say. He's 0 for 1. Lopes on third, Smith on second, Garvey on first. 1-0 Dodgers in the bottom of the third with 1 out. Pitch to Say is a base hit left field. Lopes will score. Smith will hold, and it's 2-0. By the way, Brett Hull and Luke Robitaille. Hull was drafted by the Flames. Was Robitaille a King from the start? And who the heck drafted Tommy Glavine? Dusty Baker struck out his first 116 minutes. 6 overtime. So still, that's 176 minutes. So that's 4 minutes short of a triple header. Pitch to Baker. Ground ball to Randall. He'll go to Valentine for 1. Over to Montanez. And let's see what it is. Baker's out. So the Dodgers get a run. They have 6 hits in total and have left 4 on. So after 3, 2-0 Los Angeles. So here's Henderson. Steve is 0 for 1. The Kings drafted Glavine. Pitch. Here's a line drive foul. Somebody from San Pedro makes that catch. Along with Robitaille. Interesting. Now Glavine is from Billerica, isn't he? Massachusetts. Was a good hockey player. Henderson. Ground ball to Say. Over to Garvey. And that's an out. There's an upper deck, or maybe one of those scorecards of Glavine on the skates. They had the set that was alternate stuff. Here's Montanez. Well, he struck out his first time up. 3 by Tommy John on the afternoon. 93 KHJ degrees. And the wind has died. It's only at 3. Struck him out. He got him on an 0-2 curve. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Brings up John Stearns, who singled his first time up. Got him! So John is fan 5. He got him on a 1-2 looking. And after 3.5, it's the Dodgers to I almost said the Yankees. The Mets, nothing. So the ballpark playing small. Lefties +4 in batting average. Righties at +1. Home runs +12 and +13%. Left and right. Monday is 0 for 1. Houseman deals right back to Tommy, misplays it, and Monday's gonna reach. It hit off the glove, and Houseman didn't know where it went. I think Johns had one 10 strikeout game. I think he struck out 10 or 11 Cincinnati Reds on a game we did here on the channel early on in the year. Here's Joe Ferguson. He singled his first time up. And there's a ground ball to Montanez. Flips to Flynn for 1. Over to first. That's 2. And so 2 out for Tommy John, who's 0 for 1. So imagine being a stadium worker last night in Toronto. And, okay, at least you don't have to do the Carolina-Boston game today, or last night. So they played at 11 o'clock this morning, and they went to double overtime. Gotta love playoff hockey. John's 0 for 1. Tommy sends this one to right. Grieve in the corner. He'll make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits. The air does not hurt. After 4, Los Angeles 2, the Mets nothing. I'm taking a drink. Whatever. Yeah, I bet you won that flushed away. They're going to be so tired by the time. That's an afternoon game tomorrow, too, right? Wow, they're going to be beat. All right. So some orange Gatorade down the hatch. It'll be Tom Grieve, Lenny Randall, and Flynn. Grieve is 0 for 1. Pitch from John is a line drive center field. Monday will pick it up on a hop. Third hit for the Mets. Here's Lenny Randall. He singled his first time up. Ground ball to Garvey. Takes it to the bag himself for the out. So Grieve will move to second. And Mr. Dougie Flynn is 0 for 1. He struck out. John's high, I was right, 11 against the Reds on April 19th. Pitch. There's a ground ball, base hit right side. Reggie will pick it up. Grieve will hold it third. And that brings up the pitcher, Houseman, who will call time before his time. So Grieve on third, Flynn on first. 2-0 Dodgers. The Mets actually making a game of this. Drops one down. Ferguson throws to first. And what's the Grieve will score? No, he holds. It's a sacrifice. It's not a squeeze. And so they get him. 2-4 on the bunt. 2 out for Mazzilli, who's 0 for 2. John threw 18 batters, 64 pitches, 4 2/3 innings. 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. No runs. And the only thing about drinking orange Gatorade is that you revisit it every once in a while. So Mazzilli can tie the ball game up right here. He will tie the ball game up. How about that? Line drive in the left center field. That's a single, and it's 2-2. So the Dodgers have had their chances, but they can't do anything with them. There's Valentine. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Mazzilli has 18 steals on the year. Throw to first, and Lee is back. Pitch to Valentine. Into left field. Back goes Baker, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. You guys get the commercial. And so we're halfway home. The Mets and the Dodgers are knotted up at 2. no one on YouTube has asked this, but if you're wondering why there's a 30-second silent break for me halfway through the game, uh, it's because on Twitch you get a, if you're not a sub, and I only have 8 subs, you get a commercial. Someone wanted teen violence earlier. I don't understand why. I said we were going to chop up the 78 Mets, and they left. All right, here's how we got here. The Dodgers got a run in the first. Steve Garvey singled home Reggie Smith to make it 1-0. And in the third, Ron Say singled home Davey Lopes to make it 2-0. And Dusty Baker had a double play with the bases loaded that didn't score anybody. And somehow the Mets, oh, you bum. Well, then you should subscribe then. Actually, you do the Patreon thing, so I get money from you. Mazzilli singled home 2 to tie the game 2-2 in the fifth. Oh, dear Lord. So that's who's watching. So Mr. Waterfield, Mr. Forsberg, Mr. Jamie, Mr. Legman. Is he still here? And Amish Elvis taking care of business gets the subs, and my numbers go back up. And that's how. So Houseman 6 hits through 4, and John 5 hits through 5 in the 2 runs. It means that you shouldn't have to watch any ads, that you supposedly have access now to some avatars or emojis, and you're now a sub to my channel. And now I have 13 subs. It means I get paid. So Lorenzo gives out $25 in subs, and I get about $12. Lopes is 1 for 2. Houseman 4 innings, 6 hits, 66 pitches. A walk and a strikeout. Pitch to Lopes is a fly ball to left. Henderson will turn and watch it go. So Davey Lopes gives the Dodgers a quick lead right back. His 21st of the year. That ball just kept sailing and sailing and sailing. I didn't think it was gone off the bat. And so Lopes puts that one in the bleachers. Yay for Davey, who's not in the Navy. And probably won't be for life. Sing us a song, Mr. Lasorda. Sing us a song for life. Here's Bill Russell. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball to Valentine. Bobby throws it to first for the out. So 1 out. 3-2 Dodgers, bottom of the 5th. Here's Reggie Smith. He is doubled. He's 1 for 1. He has walked and scored. By the way, if you have a Twitch Prime account and you haven't attached it to any, you can attach it to me for free. And get all the rights and privileges of being a sub. Pitch to Smith in the right center. Mazzilli rides a Schwinn for the out, 2 away. So that brings up Garvey. Steve is 2 for 2. Has singled twice and driven in a run. Garvey to Flynn over to first, and that should retire the side. But the Dodgers go ahead on the solo shot from Davey Lopes. We go to the 6th. It's 3-2, Los Angeles. So Henderson, Martinez, and Stearns to face John here in the 6th. Steve is 0 for 2. Dodgers looking to go to 79 and 58. So game 137 for the Dodgers and 136 for the Mets. Line drive to Lopes, 1 out. And by the grace of goodness, you shouldn't have to see the Mets again this replay. There's Martinez. He's at 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. John winds and deals. Popped up. Left side. Say. Foul ball. Hit the top of the dugout. And somebody from Santa Monica made that catch. And the count is 0-2. John delivers. Base hit right field. Smith will pick it up. That's the 6th hit for the Mets. Here's Stearns. He's 1 for 2. Singled and struck out. We've talked baseball for the last 10 minutes. Pitch to Stearns. Ball 4. So runners on first and second. 1 out. Speaking of hockey and baseball, remember Kirk McCaskill? Pitched for the Angels in '86, and for a while. Tom Grieve, by the way, 1 for 2. He singled and scored. Good pitcher for the Angels, too. Monday, we'll flag that one down, and everybody moves back. So 2 out for Randall. Lenny is 1 for 2 with a single. Anyway, Kurt McCaskill played hockey here at the University of Vermont. Also played on the baseball team. But yeah. Pitch to Randall. There's a ground ball to third. Stay across the way to Garvey, and that will retire the side. The Mets leave a couple runners on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-2 Dodgers. So if you had Tom Houseman going over more than 5 innings in this game, you're lying. Here's Say. He's 1 for 2. He is singled and driven in a run. Houseman starts the 6th, a ground ball to third. Randall over to Montanez, 1 out. Dusty Baker's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And it's a ground ball to Flynn by the bag over to first, 2 out. So 2 quick outs for Houseman here in the 6th. Monday is 0 for 2. Remember, Tigers and Yankees, 11:30 Eastern tomorrow morning, Labor Day doubleheader. Big one for the Yankees as they continue to be in that dogfight with the Orioles and the Brewers. Pitch to Monday is a fly ball to right. Grieve will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th. At Chavez Ravine, 3-2 Dodgers. So Doug Flynn, Tom Houseman, and Lee Mazzilli to face John, who's giving me the fatigue warning here in the 7th. Flynn singled, scored, and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Line drive, right field, going for extras. He's got it. There's a leadoff double. And now Garvey and Say come in. Do the Mets bat Houseman? Do they bunt Houseman? Do they pinch hit? Inquiring minds want to know. And they'll pinch hit for him. Joel Youngblood, who's at .222, 7 homers, and 24 RBI. Yeah, that's the right move to pinch hit. So the Mets had the tying run on second and nobody out. John deals. Popped up. Ferguson to the screen. 1 out. Brings up Mazzilli, who's 1 for 3. 2-run single in the 5th drove in both the runs for the Mets. Pitch. Got him! TJ with his 6th. Mazzilli checked his swing on a 1-2 fastball. Strike 3. So I'll bring up Valentine, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pitch to Valentine is popped up left side. Say by the dugout. No, sir. And Larry Robinson made that catch wearing a Kings jersey, which would be pretty weird, 1978. So a full count to Bobby Valentine. 0 for 3. Here's a line drive, center field. Monday's there, and that will retire the side. We stretch time, 3-2. And Nancy Dell taking that extra time on the Dodger dog again. Or on the organ for that. And, of course, she's eating a Dodger dog. And you can find Dodger dogs at Ralph's, Vans, and Safeway. And remember, it's a Farmer John product, and it's always good to have the farmer in the Dell. So Marty Corneo on for the Mets' 16th appearance. He is 0-2 with a 3.98 ERA. He has faced the Dodgers twice, 2 innings, a hit allowed, and 2 strikeouts. No record. He last pitched on Friday against the Dodgers, where, surprisingly enough, he went 2 innings, allowed a hit, and struck out 2. 20 in the third innings overall, 32 hits. He's not allowed a home run. 12 runs, 9 earned. 6 walks and 10 strikeouts, and his ERA, as I said, 3.98. Fastball pitcher, ground ball plus pitcher at 89, which equals the amount of octane you can get in the regular out at the 76 station in center field. Joe Ferguson will lead it off. He's 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded into a double play. 2 runs, 7 hits, an error for the Mets. They've left 6 on. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and they've left 4 on. Ball 4. So Ferguson draws the walk. They're going to play for the bunt, and I'm going to bunt him. Not quite at the end of his pitch count yet. So John squares, and there's a balk. Corneo balked. And Ferguson claps his hands as he goes to second. So the pitch shouldn't count. It wasn't a pitch. It's an 0-1 count. And John will square again. Lays one down. Stearns throws to Valentine. 2-4 on the card, and Ferguson goes to third. Brings up Lopes. Davey 2 for 3. Blasted one in the bleachers in left center in the 5th to make it 3-2. And he's got a chance here to make it 4-2 here in the 7th. Yeah, this one isn't done and dusted yet. Can't sacrifice bunt run when there's a runner on third. And they're going to walk Lopes to set up the double play. So that'll bring up Billy Russell. Bill is 0 for 3. Lopes has 35 steals on the year, but won't take one here. Russell into right center field. Ferguson will score. Lopes will hold at second. And now the Dodgers lead it 4-2. Brings up Reggie Smith with a double. 1 for 2. He has walked and scored. So the Dodgers get an insurance run. Corneo's pitch. Base hit right field. Lopes will round third and score. Russell will hold at third. That's a single, and it's 5-2 Dodgers. And now I'll bring up Garvey, who is 2 for 3 with an RBI. Dear John, send the saddle home. Pitch to Garvey. Here's a ground ball to Valentine. Russell will try and score. Flynn will only have a play at second, and that'll do it. So Russell scores to make it 6-2. Kevin, the champagne is not Cobell coming in to pitch. So Cobell making his 25th appearance. He is 2-4 with a save and a 2.97 ERA. Cornelio couldn't get anything done. This is his 5th appearance against the Dodgers. He's gone 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. He last pitched Friday against the Dodgers. He went an inning and struck a batter out. So overall for Kevin, 69 2/3 innings, 57 hits, 4 homers, 25 runs, 23 earned. He's walked 12 and struck out 28. Standard, he doesn't favor the ground ball or the fly ball. Fastball pitcher at 86. Lorenzo, a typical Dodger fan, looking to leave early to beat the traffic on the 710. However, it is a hot day here in Los Angeles, 95 degrees. And the wind blowing right to left now at 7. So it's a hot wind at some of the Santa Anas. Pitch to Say is a long gone. Oh, did Ronnie smash that one? He put that off the camera well in center field. Say got all of that one and some of Dusty Baker's pitch. Oh my goodness, it's 8-2 Dodgers. There's Hammered, and then there's Natty Light Hammered. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. And so finally, I'm being now given credit for having the route. So Cobell, well, the champagne or the pitch wasn't him. As everybody sings Don Meredith in the chat. Pitch to Baker. Ground ball to third. Randall over to Martinez, and that will be the out. So the Dodgers get 5 runs on 3 hits and no errors. After 7, Dodgers 8, Mets 2. So here's Henderson. TJ now will just get a base runner. If Tommy can milk him here in the 8th, then he would be out. He's supposed to bat 3rd in the bottom of the inning, so yeah, it had to end in a rout. I mean, the Mets are 55 and 80. Pitch to Henderson. Line drive to Russell, 1 out. So warm day. Everybody getting some free ice cream. Some dryers, as a matter of fact. Martinez is 1 for 3. He singled and struck out twice. So at least the kids are hanging around and having a good time. Line drive, Say, 2 out. And that brings up Stearns, 1 for 2. John is singled, walked, and struck out. Now, wouldn't that be funny if they had a mini Taco Bell in that 76? Because then you can get both kinds of gas from 76. Thank you. I'll be here all the week. Please try the veal and please tip your waitress. Pitch to Stearns is a fly ball left center field. Back goes Baker. That's off the wall. Stearns is going to hold with a double. And that's 2 out. And so they'll give Tommy John Grieve. Tom Grieve is 1 for 3. Has singled and scored. That came in the 5th on the Mazzilli single. Pitch from John Grieve. Slow roller to Russell. One hands it over to Garvey, and that will retire the side. Mets get a hit, and that's it. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's still 8-2 Dodgers. So Kevin Cobell will start the inning. Manny Mota will pinch hit for Rick Monday. Manny at 300, 9 for 30, with 2 RB, a frog in my throat, and 2 RBI. I'm going to take a drink. I don't know what the heck that was. So Cobell, it's his game. You. It's a good thing I didn't have a mouthful of Gatorade when I read that. Mr. Forsberg has won the internet today. You rent the tacos, you don't buy them. It's to Mota. Ground ball base hit. That's his 10th pinch hit of the year, and the 11th hit overall today for the Dodgers. And that brings up Joe Ferguson, who's 1 for 2. Has singled, scored, and walked. That's funny, man. I like that line. Pitch to Ferguson is a fly ball to shallow left. Henderson rides the Schwinn. He'll make the catch for the out. So Mota, we're talking baseball, Lorenzo. You can come back now. Mota has matched his pinch hit total for the year. When I was younger, we'd eat the famous Kulaku. Okay, so what's a Kulaku? Jack in the Box has tacos. Tommy John will not hit. Billy North will. Billy at 245, no homers and 18 RBI. Since coming over from the Oakland organization. And 23 steals. Oh! Their ice cream sandwich is dipped in chocolate. Ooh, I like that. Pitch to North, ball 4. So Mota on second, North on first. Set your compasses accordingly. Here's Davey Lopes. I'm sure they were. Davey is 2 for 3. He has singled and hit a smash home run to left center. His 21st of the year. He's driven in 64, and he's got a hat trick. He scored 3 times. And whether it's in soccer or in hockey, a hat trick will keep you out of the gulag. Pitch to Lopes is a fly ball to the left. Back goes Henderson, but he didn't hit all of it. And Mota will tag and bluff. I might be cruel and sadistic to Lorenzo, but not even I would have Manny Mota tag on a fly ball. That's just too cruel. Bill Russell is 1 for 4. He has singled and scored and driven in a run. So the Dodgers should have a 4-game lead after this one's over. And depending on what happens with the Reds, well, they won't lose any ground today. Randall Flynn and the pitcher spot for the Mets. Pitch to Russell is right back up the middle. Cobell stabs it, throws it to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 9th, 8-2 Dodgers. So North goes in the game as a 5-3 in center. And Charlie Huff will bat in the 7 spot and pitch. Huff is 5-3 on the year with 6 saves and a 2.98 ERA. This is his 39th appearance of the year. He has faced the Mets twice. 3 innings, 3 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. No record. He last pitched against the Expos here in Los Angeles on the 29th. An inning and 2/3, 2 hits and 2 strikeouts. So overall, 51 1/3 innings. He will not get his 93 that Tommy used him for. 42 hits, 2 homers, 24 runs, 17 earned. He has walked 24 and struck out 46. And the knuckler will top out at 89, or the fastball tops out at 89. Gosh, why are you cruel to me? I treat you like my long-lost, obnoxious nephew. Coming up on the Cousin Oliver Show, Robbie Riz will join me, and we'll try to kill as many TV shows as possible. Ted McGinley will join us, too. Maybe we can redo the last year of the Love Boat or anything like that. So I'm your long-lost, obnoxious nephew, Uncle Ron, and back to baseball. You had that one coming. Randall's 1 for 3. Got himself a single. Pitch from Huff. Line drive, foul, first base side, and somebody from Santa Barbara makes that catch. Nice drive down here. Now 96, and the wind is blowing out. It's changed direction. It's now coming off the ocean and into right center at 10. So a full count. Pitch to Randall. Right back to Huff. Over to Garvey, 1 out. So here's Doug Flynn. Doug's had a good afternoon. He's 2 for 3, a single, a double, a run scored, and a strikeout. Huff from the wind. Third base, Say across the way, and there's 2 out. So the Mets are down to their last chance. Remember, daytime ball tomorrow, 11:30. Tigers, Yankees, Labor Day doubleheader. From the Bronx, go get your Chuck Taylors now. I can't imagine Kevin Cobal's going to hit here. Bruce Beauclair at 221, a homer and 9 RBIs. The pitch up the middle. North will dive and make the catch to win the ball game. And so the Dodgers will take an easy one here. They have swept 4 from the Mets. And this time of year, wins are wins are wins. We got golf for you tomorrow night live, so you get night stuff. But this is the one night baseball game we do for you and for Big Clue, who was actually at the game yesterday afternoon. Tommy John goes to 10 and 12, 8 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 6. Tom Houseman pitched well. And for Mr. Waterfield, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. You got a Dodger game. The home run to Say, a walk and a strikeout. So Corneo got blitzed. 2 hits in 2/3 of an inning, and Cobell gave up the other home run. So, wow, spicy. So, Tommy John is going to get our player of the game. Now, Ronnie Say is going to be our player of the game. 2 for 4, a homer, and 3 RBI. His big blast in the 7th put this one away. 2 runs, 8 hits, and error for the Mets. 8 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. And let's see what happened in the rest of this Sunday in baseball. Shall we? So at the moment, the Dodgers are 4 ahead. The rest is September 3rd. The Yankees beat the Mariners 10-2. Craig Nettles 2 homers. He drives in 4. He now is 27 on the year. The Mariners make 4 errors. Now I gotta wait for my screen to stop scrolling. The Red Sox pound Oakland 14-2. Right when the win goes to 5-7, Renko goes to 1-12. He would be with the Red Sox in '79. Dwight Evans, 4 for 5, 2 homers. He drives in, and now it's 19 and drives in 5 for that. Okay. So Houston, doubleheader, Houston and Chicago. And the Astros and Cubs split. The Astros win game 1 5-1. Can the force be with you? He goes to 3-2. Dennis Lamp, no longer lit, 9-16. Jose Cruz, 3 for 5 with 2 RBI and a double hit, 16 hits in the first game. In game 2, Dave Roberts beats the Astros 8-6. Tom Dixon takes the loss. He goes to 12-6. Dave Kingman, 3 for 5, his 23rd home run of the year, and he drives in 5. Let's see, what else have we got for you? Minnesota and Cleveland with a doubleheader, and Minnesota sweeps them 7-2 in the first game. Gary Serum goes to 16-5. Rick Wise 11-11, and Childs 3 for 4 with a double in game 1. In game 2, they win 8-3. Perzanowski gets the win, 2 for 4. I feel like I'm playing words with friends here with these names. Frieselabin takes a loss, and Childs again 4 for 4, so 7 for 8 in the doubleheader. The Twins, by the way, are only 4 out now. Baltimore loses. They swept the doubleheader on Saturday. Chicago comes back to win 5-3. Wortham, his first win of the year. Mike Flanagan takes a loss. Carlos Torres 2 for 4. A home run, drives in 2. Toronto, California has fallen off the proverbial cliff. Toronto beats them 4-1. Tom Underwood gets the win, 6-13. Chris Knapp falls to 13-10. Papa Jack is 6th of the year with a double. Atlanta beats Pittsburgh 9-4. Freddie Solomon goes to 4-2. Bert Blyleven goes to 13-12. Dave Parker is on an absolute tear. He hit his 35th of the year. Texas beats Milwaukee, by the way. So the Yankees are really happy. In fact, they're in first place now. 11-5. John Matlack goes to 18-5. Andy goes to 9-7. Johnny Grubb 3 for 3. He doubled twice and drove in 2. Mr. Forsberg put them together. Tigers 3, Royals nothing. Dave Rozema goes to 13-9. Larry Gura 8-7. Lou Whitaker, wonder what happened with him. 4 for 5 and 3 RBI. The Dodgers don't gain any ground. The Reds beat the Cardinals 13-3. Cincinnati pounds out 20 hits. Mike Lacoste goes to 2-4. Pete Falcone 2-8. Danny Dreesen 2 for 4, 16th of the year. Talk to you tomorrow, Lorenzo. Doubleheader, Philadelphia and San Francisco. The Phillies win them both. Big wins for the Phils. They shut out the Giants 3-0 in game 1. Dick Ruthven goes to 9-3. Bob Nepper goes to 15-11. Ruthven 3 for 4 with 2 RBI and a triple. How about that? In game 2, Jim Cott gets the win, 7-2. He goes to 8-10. The Count Montefusco falls to 8-9. Ted Sizemore 3 for 4 with a double. And that will do with a day in baseball. Doubleheader tomorrow, Yankees, Tigers. Tigers, by the way, have tied the Red Sox. They're 67-68. So they're the doubleheader for you tomorrow at 11:30. Standings as we leave you. Philadelphia by 4 over Pittsburgh. Dodgers 3.5 over Cincy. Yankees a half game over Baltimore. Bad weekend for Milwaukee. They fall to 3 out. Texas 2.5 over Kansas City. And 4 over Minnesota. Baseball tomorrow at 11:30. Golf at 7. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.